Bull, before we talk about the Cleveland Guardians, tell us about MenuRx.
Well, I'd love to tell you about MenuRx. I spoke to my guy, Dr. Jake May, this morning. We were chatting about my weight loss. I dropped a pound this week. It may not look like it to some people, and obviously I got a long way to go. I have battled with obesity for most of my adult life in the last 30 years, and I'm sure there's many of you out there that are dealing with the same thing. Dr. Jake May and the MenuRx team are here to help. It's not a big box store with one size fits all. It's a specific program tailored to your needs, your wants, whether you're trying to lose weight, just get in better shape, build muscle. You'll work with nutritionists and scientists, people that study this. Jake gets excited talking about nutrition and stuff. Like, who gets excited about that? I don't. It's depressing to me. But Jake makes me feel better about it because he gets excited about it. He gets in the weeds about it. It's someone to talk to. It's someone to help you develop an individual plan for your needs. So whether you're chasing peak performance, building your dream body, or seeking optimal longevity, MenuRx will help you reach your goals. Go to menu-rx.com to get your consultation today. That's menu-rx.com. Guys, Guardians with a doubleheader yesterday. First game was a wild one. It looked like the Guardians were going to lose. Then they score, what did they score, 6?
6.
Right, they had a 6 spot. They go up 9-6, right? Was that what it was? 9-6? I can't remember now.
Cade Smith had his worst outing.
And then Cade Smith gets blown up. They give up 4 runs in the 8th, and the Nationals come back to win the first game of the doubleheader 10-9. The nightcap was a good one. Ben Lively now with a couple of good starts in a row. And the Guardians get a Carlos Santana home run, a Daniel Schneemann home run, an Austin Hedges home run.
Is that the most unlikely trio of home run hitters in the same game?
Right now, yeah. I guess
Schneemann, Hedges, and who?
Santana.
And Santana. You could have Rocchio.
Yeah, Rocchio.
I made Rocchio stat
Rocchio got a
this
stolen base in the game, though, I think, if I remember correctly. And the Guardians won the second game. Was it 10-1? I think it was 10-1.
9-1. No, they lost 10-9 and then won 9-1. They scored 18 runs in 2 games, I think.
Yeah. So I said it'd be a doubleheader split.
You were right.
And I was right. I said they'd lose the first and win the second. And there you go. So 21-15. It was good to see Nolan Jones hit a home run in the first game of the doubleheader.
Bomb. Big bomb.
Yes. We need that. They need him to be a 25 home run guy.
The numbers on the page say his numbers should be a lot better than what they are.
I believe in him. I think he can come around. By the way, some of these other teams in the Central, they got off to bad starts. Royals are playing better. Twins are playing. People wrote off the Twins because the first week or two they were horrible. Well, look at them now. They're only a couple. Can you guys put the standing? Yeah. Twins are only 4 games under 500.
I'm not a believer.
I'm not either, but they're not terrible, Jason, is all I'm saying.
Are you writing Chicago off?
They're not the White Sox. They're not White Sox bad.
The White Sox have actually been more competitive than I thought they would be, if I'm being totally honest.
Oh, yeah, the Rockies.
Yeah, that's all time.
The Rockies, I believe, are 1-17 on the road this year.
Well,
I heard someone.
Yeah.
He was on our show.
Who?
The guy from DNVR who said the owners of the Rockies like the fact that they have a giant bar. They don't care about baseball. They just have a giant bar.
Yeah, I mean, that franchise, that's one of the worst franchises in sports. But so there you go, doubleheader split. Ortiz did not pitch well in the first game. And that guy's.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah.
Is it crazy that I have almost more faith in Ben Lively to just give me, and maybe it's expectations?
Yeah.
I feel more confident I know what Ben Lively is going to give me on a night-to-night basis than any other starter in the Guardians rotation right now.
Unfortunately, that's pretty fair because you don't expect him to pitch great. You expect him to be kind of okay, and he's usually okay.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time.
I'd still put more faith in Bybee. Bybee hasn't been.
No, but what he said is that I know what Lively's going to do.
I think I know what Tanner Bybee's going to do. He's going to go.
At the moment,
he's going to go 5 2/3. He's going to keep you in the game. He's going to give up 2 runs.
But he's been more inconsistent this year than he was last year.
He's going to go 5 2/3. He's going to walk a couple guys. He's going to give up 2 runs. He's going to strike out 3 or 4. That's
Here's
who
the
he
thing,
is.
though.
That's what he's been this year.
For all the talk, and I'm not. I don't think Lively or Logan Allen are that good.
No.
Right. And I think Ortiz has talent, but he's still learning how to pitch. But the reality is, they're the third, fourth, and fifth starters on this team.
Yes.
Those guys have pitched well enough in their roles.
Yeah.
They've all been okay to varying degrees. Their 1 and 2 starters have not been good enough. Especially their 2, because Gavin Williams
has been the biggest disappointment on the staff.
Huge disappointment.
Yeah.
But you look at the pitching staff, and what's funny is their biggest disappointments have been Gavin Williams, Bybee to a lesser degree, but still, and Clase. And now Clase seems to be rounding into form.
Pitching a lot better lately.
Been better lately. I'm not even going to say Cade Smith, because Cade Smith,
everybody gets blown up at some point.
It's going to happen once in a while.
I didn't see anything
Everybody
yesterday
else is doing their job. Cade Smith's been great outside of yesterday. Hunter Gaddis has been great. Tim Herron's been very good. The 3, 4, and 5 starters are doing basically what you need them to do.
Junis has been pretty good too.
Who?
Jacob Junis.
Junis. He's
really good at the pen. Yeah.
He's been good.
He is what he is. He's
right.
a veteran.
Exactly. Everybody. The only guys that are not pitching as well as you expected are Clase, Bybee, and Gavin Williams. That's it. Everybody else is doing what you expected, or better with some of those relief pitchers. Because as you've said a couple times, Jason, and I agree, we all expected Hunter Gaddis to have regression, and he hasn't.
Yeah.
Not to this point, and we still got a long way to go. But
yeah.
So, anyway, go ahead, Mike. What do you want to say?
No, I was just asking if where you put Paul Sewald in that.
Well,
he's been a disappointment.
He's been bad, but he's hurt now. So
yeah, I was just curious if that.
Yeah, no, he's been terrible.
It's 2 years in a row they tried a $7 million reliever.
Yeah,
and it hasn't worked.
With Barlow. I had more faith in Sewald.
I did too,
because he had been pretty good.
Maybe he'd been fighting an injury longer than we know.
Yeah.
And they finally shut him down.
Yeah,
I will say.
Yeah.
And granted,
they're playing in, I think, 20 minutes, right? Don't they play at noon today?
They do have an afternoon game. I don't know if it's
noon
or
1,
but they do have an afternoon
I think
game.
it might be 12.
Maybe 12?
It's like
12:05.
There
you go. Shout out to the TV.
I believe Kwan's DHing today.
But no, about the offense, and I understand some of the guys that they got contributions from yesterday. You can't anticipate every night those guys chipping in, but to see the Guardians scored 19, 18, whatever the number
19
was.
runs in one day.
19 runs in one day.
They're good to Father's Day now.
It's very good to see. I mean, I understand that some of it is hit or miss. That they had that big 6-run inning in game 1.
No, it was 18 runs.
It was 9 and 9.
They scored 9 in both games.
Yeah, 18 runs.
Yeah.
But in the 6th inning, when they had the 6 runs in game 1, it was a double, an infield single. Like it wasn't like they were mashing home runs, but just to see them put together some consecutive bats, put some crooked numbers on the board, hopefully build some confidence as they get into some more difficult competition and some better pitchers coming up here.
The Guardians scored 16 of their 18 runs yesterday in the 6th inning or later in the 2 games.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Which is...
So they're doing it against bullpens.
Yeah, doing it against bullpens. Now, Nats bullpen isn't particularly great, but...
Still, hey, well, you're the Guardians, take runs however you get the runs. I don't care how they do it. They need them all.
The patience in Gabby Arias is paying off big time. He looks
producing.
He looks like he's not going anywhere now.
Yeah,
and
so
this was his last chance.
Does that hurt your soul?
No, I was a big Arias guy at one time. I mean, the funny, like Tyvus and the 17 home runs hurts a little bit. Because I'd been on Arias for a couple years. I really liked him.
Well,
I thought he was
it's a reminder that some guys take longer. It's not uncommon in baseball.
So how do you, I want to ask about this, though, because you guys know way better than I do. They've given Arias a ton of opportunities. He's finally making the most of it. And I'm going to use Rocchio as a counterpoint. But
Right.
You could be a million other players. Rocchio had a great postseason, has now regressed below anywhere he's ever been. I mean, his OPS, his stats, like I have to make the stat graphic every morning. They're tough to make. How much time do you give a guy before you give up, as opposed to making sure you have a full evaluation before moving on?
That's not an easy question to answer because it's dependent on if someone else takes the job while you're
so
waiting.
many factors.
It depends on your 40-man roster.
That's right.
It depends on options, how many options they have left. So there's no cut and dried answer to it. Part of the reason Arias got another chance is because Rocchio never really took hold of the job. He had a pretty miserable year last year. Had a great postseason. I was optimistic that I thought he could use that as fuel and maybe this would be his breakout year. And it hasn't happened. And as a result of that, it's given Arias another crack in the door to be able to get back in. Had Rocchio run with the job, Arias probably would have been traded by this point. But no one really grabbed second base. They seem to be holding it for Bazzana, but Bazzana's got to get going.
Yeah, he's not hitting well right now.
Shortstop's been wide open. They're trying these guys in the outfield. because no one else has taken hold of the job. So there's no simple answer to you only get this much time. I mean, Nolan Jones, I've used this example before, but Nolan is a great example with, I forgot his name last time I tried to do this too. The first baseman from the Braves that they gave up on, that got time after, Jake Bauers.
Oh, yeah, right.
Jake Bauers was here way too long.
Yeah. He's still in the big leagues.
But Bauers, they were a little gun shy because a guy like Gio Urshela, who they had given up on, and then goes and has success elsewhere.
Yeah.
And the Guardians very much believe we can't develop guys for other teams. The way that they are built, the way that they operate, if we invest all of these years into these guys, we have to get a return on that. We can't develop them and then watch them go have success for other teams. So Jake Bauers got opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity that he probably didn't earn and didn't deserve, but there wasn't a 40-man crunch at the time. They wanted to make sure that they knew what they knew. And then a guy like Nolan Jones comes along, and there is a little bit more of a 40-man roster crunch. You got to make a faster decision on him. They move on from him faster.
They never really gave him a
chance. And then it winds up, they regret that, and then they rectify that this year and bring him back.
Yeah.
So there's really no easy answer to that. There's so many factors that go into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very complicated question. It depends what the organization feels about this. In addition to what Jason said, which is a lot, it depends what the organization down deep feels about the specific player. If their ultimate evaluation of Gabriel Arias is higher than Brian Rocchio, well, you're going to give Gabriel Arias, all things being equal, all other things being equal, you can give him more of an opportunity to turn it around. I'm still not completely sold on Arias. There's still numbers that are concerning when it comes to his strikeout rate and just the way he swings and misses so often. But, I mean, it's really promising. We're now, 6 weeks into the season at this point? I mean, we're at the – what's the Guardians' record? 21-15?
There's 35 games,
36 games in. So we're almost at the quarter pole of the season, basically. Yeah, 36 games. So 4 more games and we're at the quarter pole of the season. So, once you get to the quarter pole, it starts feeling like the stats are legit.
Memorial Day is when you can start making – I feel like is when you can start making – estimates on who are you, where are you at. That's when things start to become a little bit more tangible, a little bit more real.
So with Rocchio then, obviously the postseason success was there last year. He has some built-in cachet, for lack of a better word, with the organization.
I don't think he does.
How much more of a leash does he get? Is it simply a waiting game till Bazana's ready, and then you slide Arias over?
Yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, again, I'm not in the long term, I don't believe in Daniel Schneemann as anything more than a bench player.
No.
But he's been so hot lately, and their lineup's so flawed, I have to play him every day at the moment. Mm-hmm. Until he cools down, I'm not taking him out of the lineup, so I have no reason to play Brian Rocchio right now. Plus, Lane Thomas is going to come back soon, and I know he got off to a bad start, but in terms of what they've proven in the big leagues, Lane Thomas is near the top of their list, so he's going to play. I got to play him when he comes back. So that's going to, indirectly with Angel Martinez and guys who have position flexibility, that's going to affect Rocchio too. I wonder if they send Rocchio down when Lane Thomas comes back.
I was going to say that. I don't know if that's when it happens, but he could easily. I don't know. I believe he's got options left. I don't think he's out of options. And I don't think Bazana plays into the equation right now. I did think that there was a chance he could be up June, July.
I mean, those numbers are tough.
Oh, it's awful.
They'll probably send John Kenzie down when Lane Thomas comes back, maybe.
Probably.
But if not, it's going to be Rocchio.
It's not out of the question that Rocchio would get optioned at some point during the season, depending on circumstance. And if Arias continues to hit, he came up as a shortstop. He could easily be the everyday shortstop. But I thought at one point Bazana could be up by June or July.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen at this point. He's going to have to get really, really hot, really, really fast.
Which is certainly possible.
It is. But then also, if they figure it out this year, you can kick the can down the road to next year and save another year in arbitration.
Yeah. So his OPS
on his contract.
His OPS is 740 at Akron right now. I don't know. That's probably slightly above league average, but not too much.
You want to see that?
Yeah, he's got to be. He should be dominating at Double A.
He's 22, 23 years old.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's got a 240 batting average, which is not good. 336 on base, not good. A 404 slugging, that's fine, but it's not amazing. He's got 3 homers, 16 ribbies, and 104 trips to the plate.
And it is different, real quick. It's different that he was a college kid as opposed to a high school. A high school kid going through Double A. He's still on the younger side.
If he was a high school kid, he wouldn't be in Double A.
Well, but I'm saying straight at it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, right. He's kind of old for Double A, really, if we're being honest.
Yeah,
given his experience. So Double A is a fine jumping off point. The Royals drafted a guy really high this year.
Caglione, and he's kicking ass.
And they started him in Double A. The A's drafted a big power time first baseman. He's already in the majors.
Yeah.
They started him in Triple A.
Yeah.
And now he's in the majors.
His name is going to get a lot of people in trouble.
Nick Kurtz? Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
I saw legitimately the Athletics broadcasting crew
supposed to pause between the first name and the
take a
last.
deep breath between the.
It took me. I'm like, what are you talking about? What's wrong with Kurtz? I got you now. So I mean, very well maybe next year before Bazan is up, which kind of throws a wrinkle into.
So who's the next guy they bring up then? Next prospect to bring? Is it? I know DeLauder's hurt.
You know who's playing well is Kafis.
Kafis, CJ.
Yeah.
DeLauder's starting to ramp back up.
Right, but they're gonna.
He's not next, but I'm just mentioning him as someone who's making progress in rehab. I think that they would. The plan at one time they wanted to get him in a routine. There's nothing else for him really to do in the minors. He needs to get to the majors. Yeah,
DeLauder.
But DeLauder has to play every day. Okay. He has to get in the routine of playing 5-6 days a week, and he's had so many injuries he hasn't been able to do that. So if he gets a month of at bats in AAA, he could be up at some point this summer. But he's got to get healthy.
How's Rafi Velasquez doing?
I haven't even looked. I haven't seen anything on him, but listen, Kafis has a 1,066 OPS at Akron.
That's really
He's hitting
good.
364 with a 475 on base.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
He's a corner outfielder, first baseman, right?
Yes, he has 80 plate appearances in Double A. He's got 24 hits and 14 walks, 4 doubles, 4 triples, 1 homer, 11 ribbies, 2 steals. So this guy's been now again. It's Double A. It's not the majors,
right.
But and they have a glut, of corner outfielder types. But if he were a middle infielder, maybe he'd be up already. The way he's played. But
the Yankees just called up a 19-year-old shortstop.
Jorbit Vivas.
Is that who it was?
No.
No, they promoted Lombard.
That's who it is.
But he's not in the majors.
No, he's not in the majors.
No.
I thought
No.
I read the Jeff Passan tweet wrong.
Yeah.
I was saying because he was 19, I was like, maybe other teams are getting more fast-tracking guys.
No. That is happening.
Oh, yeah, certain teams, yeah. Even small market teams, because the A's called up Kurtz already.
Yeah. They are. You guys are getting rushed. It's
I
not
don't know
anymore.
That it's rushed.
But it used to be you spend an entire year at Double A and then you spend an entire year at Triple A, and that's really not the case anymore.
No.
If you get a month or two, the Rangers have a 19-year-old who will probably be on the opening day roster next year at 20, if not.
Evan Carter.
If you're a top prospect and you dominate Double A, you often go right to the majors.
You can. Manny Machado did that. He skipped Triple A.
Yep. All right. We started with the Cavs. We went to the Guardians. Now let's talk. Of course, with the Browns, it's always depressing news. Another arrest involving the Browns.